Hi, my name is Olivia and I'm from HeySummit, and today we're going to talk about how you can use Remo for your event. Remo is fantastic because it really does a lot for you. For instance, on one hand, you have the main stage where speakers can present, you can also have panels, multiple people talking together, and you also have tables, and this is where your attendees will get filtered into when the event starts. And this allows them to have breakout sessions. The event organizer or speakers are able to toggle between talk mode, where attendees can talk in their groups, table groups, and presentation mode where they are speaking and everyone sort of has main eyes on the stage. This is being used for so many things, but networking is a great one. Anytime you want any small group interaction, Remo's your go-to. We've even seen it used for speed dating, which is so cool. So today we're going to show you how you can set it up on your account for your session, but also what the experience is like for your attendee. And I wanted to start with the attendee experience. So when you land on your event page, it'll look like this. And the first thing I always encourage people to do is to set up their hosts, even before they set up their sessions. The hosts are basically the connection to whatever webinar platform you're using. And you can see here that I already have mine from the event I just showed you, and it's already connected to Remo. So we're going to add a test one so I can show you what this setup looks like. So we'll call it Remo test, Olivia plus Remo test at HeySummit.com. And then once that host is created, you're going to be able to connect them to the webinar provider of your choice. So we're going to be clicking Remo, and right here you can see the other one that I have connected, and this page will actually show you all of the hosts that you have for your event. So if we click Remo, it'll take you to this pop-up. So there's two important things to note on this page. One, you need to ensure that your account has the correct permissions to set it up. So there's a link here that will take you to a questionnaire sort of setup page on the Remo site. And because I've already done it, if I click this, in fact I can show you, it'll just say you've already created a company. So for me, that's done. It walks you through it. It's super simple, super straightforward. The second thing to note is that we're going to ask for your API key. And again, we have a link here, and this will take you straight to the page that hosts your API key. I'm not going to click this because we do encourage people to protect their API keys. If you give it to someone, they'll be able to set up a host without your consent or your permission. So really protect your API keys as though they are passwords, because to an extent they are. So when you do have your API key, you enter it here. That's obviously not one. And you would save it. I'm not actually going to hook this one up because I only have one Remo account and it's already set up there. But this is just to show you what that setup looks like. Once you have your host set up, we can go on over to your sessions. Oh, and actually, even before your session, you should be setting up speakers. I have my speaker already, so I'm going to continue on to the session. But you cannot have a session created without a speaker to attach it to. So that's good to know. So you can see here I have two sessions. The one we just went to was How to Remo, and we're going to add a third. So we're going to call this How to Remo 2. I'm going to use the same speaker, so mine, and we're going to set it for tomorrow, 60 minutes. That all looks fine. We'll pick our category, and we want it to be active. We want people to be able to register. So that'll take a second. And you'll notice it'll ask to update content. So this is just sort of your event description that people will see when they land on the session page. And then it'll bring your video settings. So this is the important one. This is where you need to ensure that your hosts are set up. And so you can see there's that test one that I set up that I didn't actually complete. Now I could choose this one, but when HeySummit tries to create your webinar links, you're going to run into some errors. So we're going to go ahead and click this one, the correct one, and we're going to save that. And we can see it's creating the live webinar links. So it will take some time for that setup to complete, so we're going to let that run in the background. And in the meantime, we're going to run over to the Remo conference. When you go to Remo, you're able to edit the event, and this will take you to the customization page. So the initial setup is all done through HeySummit, but if you want to add a little bit more detail or change how some things are set up, you can definitely do that through the Remo portal. So for example, you could edit the title a little bit. Now the one thing to note is that these aren't doubly bound. So if you change it on Remo, it won't change on HeySummit, and vice versa once the event is created, once a session is created. So you really want to make sure that you are, if you're changing something here, that you're also changing it on HeySummit. For example, change the floor plan. You can change the color, you can say how many attendees you're expecting, you can add sponsor information. So this is great because on HeySummit we also offer space to show your sponsors and really promote them. So you're also able to do that here on Remo, and they will get put on the digital exhibition floor, which is fantastic. Okay, perfect. Let's head back and see how this is running. Perfect. So it has generated, which is fantastic. Obviously, if I click it right now, there will be nothing. And nothing is, no one is registered yet, so it'll actually say there's no registration. If this link is not generated right away, don't panic. It can sometimes take sort of 15, 20 minutes. That's totally normal. If HeySummit notices that it's taking kind of an out of the ordinary amount of time, you will get an error message pop up here that will encourage you to contact us. So if you see that, definitely give us a shout and we will help make sure that everything is correctly set up for you so that you are prepared and ready to go on event day and that your session runs super smoothly. So that's it. That's Remo. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We love troubleshooting this kind of stuff and sharing all the wonderfulness that is Remo, so don't hesitate. Thank you so much for joining us and we'll see you next time.